If your morning coffee isn't ready, good. This clip is basically caffeine with a criminal record.
Flames were fucking gay. And then the fucking wife beater underneath my sleeveless fucking jacket was gay. So they were on the right track until they turned the fucking corner the wrong direction. Here's the funny part. The fact that you didn't recognize that makes it even better.
Everybody has a friend who misses the red flag because the car has flames.
I was too caught up in the car. I was too caught up in the flames, in the gay flames, as you were calling them. So I swear I had a dinky car just like that.
What?
A dinky car. You had dinky cars.
Every house has one weird word. Keith just brought his to show and tell drunk.
I don't know what's a dinky car.
You didn't call them dinky cars? Okay, hold on a second here. Nation, am I the only guy who called them dinky cars? I was taught they were called dinky cars. I guess dink.
Dude, you were also taught that massaging another man's scrotum was just part of being a 10-year-old.
That's how every normal childhood story becomes a group chat you immediately mute.
I mean, it makes perfect sense, right?
I'll trade you a dinky car for a back scratch.
This is why nobody should negotiate after remembering toys from 1979.
I don't even know what the fuck a dink. Oh, see, there you go. A back scratch? What the fuck are we talking about? Was that the precursor to the nut massage?
So remember the little die-cast cars we grew up with? I'm sure Petro called them dinky cars, like the little mini Hot Wheels cars. So I grew. See, Holroyd. I think dinky cars was a Canadian thing.
Canada catches blame for everything. Weather, weird candy, and now whatever the hell this childhood was.
They were dinky. See, Holroyd knows. We're talking Canadiana, Johnny.
Okay, so you get a pass because you think it's a Canadian term? Is massaging another fucking partially sane male's fucking scrotum a Canadian thing too? It was fucking filthy last night, bro.
That's the opening line of every apology that still somehow gets worse.
That's why I was a couple minutes late today. God damn. We found out this fucking guy ends up, he gets fucking incarcerated for a full fucking insurance scam. But they were literally doing surgeries, right? But in her case, they just chose to submit the surgery even though it never happened.
That is adult life in one sentence. Somebody did nothing, and somehow the bill got bigger.
Hold the horses. Boop, boop, boop. Hold the horses.
Yes.
Hold the horses. So I think I might have a little bit of a problem with that. And then not with you, but just kind of a general problem with the whole idea. Like why maybe our doctors wouldn't try the substances that we are prescribing.
Keith just turned a medical question into something your cousin yells near the grill.
This is kind of like you seeing the weatherman on TV saying it's going to rain and having no problem, then walking outside, getting wet, seeing the weatherman and getting all pissed off. How does this connect?
Dr. Muhammad.
Or asking a cancer doctor, have you tried the chemo?
Doc hit him with logic so fast, Keith's question had to check insurance.
Thank you, Doc. Thank you.
Fair. Good answer.
Jesus Christ. Yes, I have to apologize. He does this once in a while.
That's okay.
Once he starts making the funny sounds like beep, beep, you got to back up. He's fucking on one of his little things. The other day, Doc, he tried to convince me that if you played golf, you were a point-blank bullshit.
Keith sees one golf cart and immediately starts building a corruption case.
Well, do you play golf, Dr. Muhammad?
So here brace yourself.
I live
Here
on
it
a
comes
golf
again.
course, and I do not play golf.
Oh, you live on a golf course. Oh, so you're the ultimate bullshitter. You live on a golf course and you don't play golf.
Here he
Johnny.
goes.
That's fair. Living there and not golfing is like owning a pool and hating water.
Here he goes.
We got the ultimate bullshit, and he's a doctor too. Oh my goodness, we're having some fun with Dr. Muhammad Al-Raf.
Hey, Doc, remember when you were a kid and you're walking through school and you see this little fucking weirdo and he's walking around making R2D2 sounds? That was Keith.
Oh, because I was playing with my dinky cars. Hey, Dr. Muhammad, did you grow up with dinky cars, like little die-cast cars? Did you call them dinky cars?
I saw them in the past, but I did not grow with them. I did different generation.
Yes.
Brianna, it's kind of a funny story, but absolutely true. This is before YouTube, right? So, and I think Keith actually had mentioned he remembers something similar to this. It was a porn. In the college, we used to watch all sorts of porn, right? It was like it was like a Tuesday porn night. Somebody would get a video and we would all gather and, 25 fucking sweaty guys in a room watching this.
There is no candle strong enough for that Tuesday night.
It was pretty silly thinking back. But either way, I remember this vividly. Seymour Butts.
Yes.
And he was basically demonstrating how to make a woman squirt.
Yes, I remember.
And I'd heard about this, but I'd never seen it.
Yes.
And I watched him do it at one night to multiple girls, and I was like, holy shit, this thing actually does exist. But I remember that was what tripped my mind. Okay, I need to learn more about this. So however you discover the fact that you got to get more information, I suppose it all works, huh?
Yeah, but I don't know about the 25 dudes sitting in a room watching Seymour Butts. That, to me, I'm a little bit disconnected from.
Well, but see, the difference was in my circles, we weren't holding on to each other's scrotums during a gathering. Dude, what is wrong with you? I pull the car over and I take a piss on the side of the road if I need to go that bad. You know, especially in California. I mean, shit, you could try and take a dump on the side of the road and nobody could get you in trouble anymore.
This invention. So I've when I was climbing Kilimanjaro, I had to pee in Nathan cups, but I saw this like, oh, that's actually smart, but I don't think I'd be
It's
one.
actually not. I mean, there's no question there's a need for that. But
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it
What's
would
your
be.
point? Just pull over and piss outside. Like, why are you carrying piss in your car with you? Just pull
Well,
over.
that's the whole thing. Is it? I would think, okay, I would want that to be disposable.
Yes.
I don't want to fucking clean that out and put that back in my fucking car. That's nasty as hell.
That's the first adult sentence in this whole clip. And honestly, he's right.
Agrees. Yes.
But I guess, as he said, your Honda will be. I guess if you got a Honda, it doesn't matter.
I had a segue. Hey, here's something funny for you to leave with. I found a guy in Memphis. So this is ridiculous. Hold on. So this guy was arrested. So let me tell you why he was arrested, though. I just got to get my notes quickly here. So this dude here was arrested because he was trying to trade his wife Brianna for a used boat and $400 plus a little something to sweeten the deal. Yeah, 54-year-old Memphis man wandered into Bass Pro Shops on Tuesday and attempted to negotiate what he confidently described as a fair market trade with his wife of 23 years. Got arrested.
What did the wife say?
Doesn't say.
I'm curious.
Well, I'm going to say, how is, I mean, first off, he was serious enough to get arrested.
Yeah. So she was sitting in the truck outside, completely unaware she had been bundled into a clearance deal. And then along the way, she's filed for divorce, went to the cops, and a bunch of craziness.
Yeah, he is not the model of what to do. He is not what to do.
He's not. It's just people, man.
I mean, you would think, but he looks like, I mean, when I say normal, like not a Down syndromes, but I mean, you think a person that did that would be like really fucking off their rocker. Forgive when I said I see Brianna covered her face. That's just me kind of spitting out what comes across the brain. By no means you'll find it's like I've used words, but they're all in just illustration.
And that is the starter. Full show is next, where normal conversations lose their security deposit.
grew up being told to walk it off.
Rub some dirt on it.
And stop crying before somebody gave you something to cry about.
Then you had a daughter.
Today, we're helping you close the gap between how you were raised
And being a present dad to your Gen Z daughter.
only on Mornings in the Lab.
Good morning and welcome back to Mornings in the Lab with Keith, Jon, and Frankie. Your live morning show for real talk, motivating content, and big conversations. Come hit the like, come subscribe, and come jump into the comments. Come check into the show. Come say hello. Mornings.live over on the Mornings in the Lab Live Network. Get up, build a streak, and show us your proof that you are up. The real story, nation, is that the media we are creating is becoming more programmable. Personality is becoming scalable, and character and the universes we create, well, that's becoming infrastructure. Because I said so. Yeah. A lot of men, we heard that growing up. And then we got some silence, then we got some discipline, and it was, no, it's because I said so. My rules are the highway. Coming up this morning, you survived your boomer dad, but you can't handle your Gen Z daughter. This morning on Mornings in the Lab with Keith, Jon, and friends. Good morning, Jess. Good morning, nation. Welcome to the big show we call Mornings in the Lab. Your real talk, real motivation, real conversational show that gets up, gets after it every single day here, live, 8 o'clock Eastern time, right here on the Mornings in the Lab Network, your live authority network. Hey, Maddie Roof got up this morning, 7:30, right here on the big network. Good morning, Maddie. Good morning, Jess. Good morning, Holroyd. Good morning, Sullivan. Good morning, gang. Welcome, welcome, welcome. What is shaking today? So, guys, we're going to have a chat today about the boomer dads, Gen Z daughters, and what it's like being a parent in 2026. True story. We're going to bring some real talk, some motivating content. We are live, we are awake, and we are officially here to help you start your day. Yes, we are. Hey, before we get into, just a reminder, this is an R-rated experience. Definitely it becomes X-rated. It's absolutely an X-rated experience. There's no, especially today's show. So, nation, I found something I got to put on the table today. And I did a little bit of research, and it's true. And Kai, if you even want to double up that research, I welcome you to. But I did a little bit of Reddit, and hey, listen, if it's on Reddit, it must be true. So we had a conversation about a year ago about sloshing, and then I had somebody in our network give me a call, say, "Were you talking about that?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Where'd you learn about that?" I go, "Over here." He's like, "Why are you talking about that?" I go, "Well, you know." So we're going to talk about something else today that apparently has to do with the transgender world. And listen, I got no judgment. I got no opinion, just curious about what I witnessed. I want to put it on the table. We all can have a comment, observation, and a discussion around it. Yes. So if you're listening with children nearby, it might be a class in educational research. Yeah. And listen, I simply want to just put it out there because I learned about it. I was like, oh, no shit. And I'm a curious dude. And I think curiosity and courage is a big part of the world we live in. So I want to be curious. I want to share it with you. We can all be curious together. That's all I'm saying. So stick around for that. I know Johnny will be curious about it as well. And I'm suspecting Johnny's going to be like, well, yeah. Anyways, coming up, stick around for that. Just interesting. I love humans, man. I love every kind of human. I don't really care what you are, how you pee, who you have sex with, what skin color you are. I love humans. I'm just curious about what we do with ourselves. Hey, Kai, I'm just curious. Oh, and hey, I found a bank story for Jon. Yep. We all know how Uncle Jon likes to go to the bank. We sure do. Well, apparently Uncle Jon is not the only guy who likes to go to the bank. And yes, Kai, I wasn't on TikTok. No, I was in my X feed. No, I was on Flip. I was somewhere, and then all of a sudden it just popped up, and it has to do with the Pope. It has to do with the bank, and it's just another one of those bizarre stories. Yeah, and we also have a literal, well, Kai, We have a literal shit story today, too. So stick around. It is a crazy show of unpredictable conversations and unpredictable, entertaining discussions. We don't know how Johnny's showing up, but I do know we have a guest showing up today. And guys, we are going to Nassau today. But before we go there, hey, Anthony Bourdain trailer. You guys like Anthony Bourdain like I did? I know Roofy did. I'm pretty Sullivan, I would be willing to fucking bet $1 million Roofy was an Anthony Bourdain fan, because I'm a Matt Roofy fan. So I'm thinking that I'm just kind of connecting the dots here. I'm a big fan of Matt Roof. So I'm suspecting that because Matt Roof is, well, I just think we drink very similar cups of coffee. I think Matty Roof is an Anthony Bourdain guy. So look, the trailer dropped. Yes, Jess, you are right. Double vision, t-shirt, poster behind me. Yes, one of the most memorable events I have been in at my entire life was the Eminem Jay-Z show at Yankee Stadium a number of years back. And actually, I got to tell you, Jess, when I was there for that show, I went to one show. And I was in New York City during the time. I was like, wait a minute. What the hell? If I am here and M's down the street playing, I need to be where M is playing, especially Jay. So I went to the second show. Yeah. Oh, my goodness. So back, we're talking old days of kind of, early days of hip hop, rap kind of era there, Jess. So that show had M, had Jay, had Rihanna. The whole crew showed up. It was pretty fucking cool, man. 100%. Yes, Sullivan, Anthony Bourdain, good, tolerant fellow cultural explorer. I would like to think that there's probably a little bit of the handsome Chief Keith Billis in Anthony Bourdain. Yeah. Oh, you thought I was going to say it the other way around? No. Oh, fuck no. No, a little bit of Billis and Anthony Bourdain. Yeah. Hey, coming up, we're talking NASA. Yes, former NASA director and one of the minds behind NASA's Gene Lab open science platform. We're talking about mushrooms. We're talking about space, agriculture, biotech, medicine. Guys, we're talking about some cool shit today. And why the future of humanity may depend less on billionaires and rocket ships and more on fungi doing the quiet work nobody appreciates until the oxygen runs out. Coming up bottom of the hour, Marshall Porterfield. Guys, quick shout out to Kai. Kai's on the buttons today. Jimmy's heading over to Cheryl's show. But just a quick one. Kai's working her freaking ass off trying to find us humans and awesome, interesting humans. And I'll tell you, it is fucking hard. We have a world of 8 billion people. And you think everybody's interesting, but everybody isn't. No, it's true. And it's funny because yes, we're all interesting, but how you present yourself to be interesting in a non-performative way is important to me. So, for example, last week we had lunch. We had Rocket Man on the show. Interesting fellow, non-performative. I want to hear more about that. Right? We had a guy a couple weeks ago on the show who died 8,000 times and came back 9,000 times. Kai, yeah, performative. Interesting. Maybe full of bullshit. I don't know. Just petrol. Oh, I'm sorry, I said it. Yeah, just saying it. It is my show, so I could say it if I want to. Yeah, it's still my show. So if I think it's bullshit, I'm going to call it bullshit. But interesting people are hard to find. Hard to find. So, and I suspect if you guys hang out with me, we have similar wavelengths around interesting people. So coming up today, Marshall Porterfield, a Purdue professor, former NASA division director, and one of the minds behind NASA's Gene Lab open science platform. So guys, we're talking transgender stuff. We're talking shitting. We're talking NASA. Oh, I found some words of wisdom yesterday. You guys ever wonder if you're in business, you're working somewhere, you're in your own company, and you wonder who your competition is? It's not what you think. I love this words of wisdom coming up on the show here today because it's funny because it's such an obvious statement, but it's actually not as obvious as we think. And also, Chamath over on Rogan's show reveals, and he reveals the truth, but sometimes we forget. The world of attention. Man, the world is absolutely wired around attention. I know it's obvious, but it's not as obvious because we all don't know how to get it. We don't. And that to me is the problem with all the fucking boring podcasts on the planet. It's funny. So actually, speaking of that, shout out to Sarah Barnes Humphrey. I did a podcast with you. Yes, I did a podcast with her yesterday. It was awesome. Sarah was an awesome host. It was a conversation around culture. It was recorded, but it was very natural. It was free flowing, and she did a wonderful job hosting it. Big fan of that of that podcast with Sarah. It's called Blended. But I want to bring it up because while I was doing it, it was not lost upon me because I did it down here. And I was in Keith mode, business mode, right? No hat, no glasses. I was just, Anyways, and I was down here doing my thing, and I thought to myself, it's so easy to see why everybody else's podcasts are mostly boring. Yeah. And it's funny. Hey, Kai, it's funny. When I look for people, so when you drop me people like to look for people like to get on the show. And I'm like, so, hey, I have the top 0.06% podcast on the planet. Really? Says who? Says all the views that you bought? Says all the, like, unless your name is like Theo Vaughn or Rogan or Gab Lyons or Keith Billis, John Anderson. Come on. Hormouzy. Is that what he said? Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, yeah, check out Blended. Sarah Barnes Humphrey. Great show. I had a great conversation with Sarah yesterday, so I invite you guys to check that one out, obviously, along the way. And yes, Kai did spend 112. So here's the problem, Kai, is that when you set the bar with great guests, like yesterday's guest, or Dan Schlund, the guy who Rocket Man, right? When you set the bar, I got to tell you, kid, and I think Nation would agree with me. The bar just keeps getting higher, and that's the problem. Yes, you did dig your own grave. Yes, and Kai continues to dig her own grave every single day because as she brings a guest over here, it's like, no, you got to get a better one. You got to get a better one because the handsome chief's never satisfied. Sorry, just saying it. Because you guys are never satisfied. Because we are here constantly to improve ourselves, improve the show, and improve everything we are doing here on our Mornings in the Lab network, your live authority network right here on Mornings in the Lab. Hey, I see the man of the hour. No, not Marshall Porterfield, the guy from NASA. No, John Anderson. He's coming in, but the morning loop starts right now.
Good morning, nation. Big day yesterday. The kind of day that makes your coffee ask for backup. Yesterday's conversation set the tone for the week, and we knew it would.
Because No Safe Words with Brianna never walks in quietly. It kicks the door, smiles, and starts trouble.
Great guest yesterday, too. A man with the guts to fight the government and still speak clearly.
Plus, successful. Thoughts and Coffee Live in the network, too. The lab is getting crowded in the best way. And somehow, Chief was right about dinky cars. Yesterday, the fire design car is from Hot Wheels. Barbie's edition. It's Ken's car. So, nation, let's keep the momentum. Set aside one tiny car controversy. Let's start the morning loop.
Jesus Christ. Did the gay brothers dress me today?
I especially loved your wristband. Did you steal it from Rob? Dude,
I swear to God, I didn't have a chance to get that far. I was like, oh Christ, they put me. I was like, car, okay, I'm good. Then I see, okay, the color, I can deal with that color depending on the shirt. And then it's a fucking sleeveless.
Yes.
And then I get out of the car and I got fucking sweatpants on. I'm like,
and fitted too,
fuck, man. I was like, this is the gay brother's dream. I didn't make it to the fucking wrist.
I love it. So when I saw the wrist, and I was like, oh, did Rob Holford dress Anderson this morning? And hey, we know Rob's gay, so maybe he did. I'm just saying. And the pants. I agree, Jess. The pants were great, fitting Johnny quite nicely. Good morning, brother. How are you today? Dad, we got
pants were fucking gay, dude.
Yeah.
Hold on. And did you really like the outfit?
Well, it was refreshing.
No. Like, yes or no?
No.
Okay.
If you're asking me, no, I did not like the outfit.
So if you like the outfit, now we really know why nobody would play with you at school.
I do like Backstreet Boys though.
Yeah, that's probably part of the reason why nobody would play with you.
Good morning, brother. Hey, man. We got a big show, funny show today. Dude, I got some stuff on the table today that's going to make you, by the end of the show, you're going to kind of go, what the fuck did Billis put in front of me today? Yeah. So we're going to be kind of all over the map, including our guests. We're going to NASA today, brother. We got a NASA dude. I'm pretty excited about it. NASA, mushrooms, food and space, agriculture, just curious shit that maybe we don't think about often, but it's relevant to us. So we got Marshall Porterfield dropping on the show here today to talk some NASA shit, man, which is pretty cool.
Right on. Terry's a big mushroom connoisseur.
Yes, you've told me that before. Speaking of Terry, I swear we live parallel lives. So guess who's upstairs in bed right now sick?
Oh, really? What's wrong? What's wrong with Lauren?
I think the same thing Terry had. I just a bug or something. Like, a bug flew. I don't know, but it just dropped her right in her ass. like we're talking right in her ass. Yesterday morning, she was so Brookie was feeling, it was a Brookie Lauren thing. So Brookie got sick, and it's like fucking clockwork in this house.
Well, that's the crazy thing. Us too. However, even though what you think is addictive,
yes,
nicotine, I didn't get that fucked. I had just a couple little wobbles in the road.
Well, there you go. Yeah.
I mean, she was fully out, like in the fucking pits for 2-3 days.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. So Lauren's out right now, man. I went and I gave her a kiss this morning to say good morning, and she was like looking at me like she was half dead. So yeah, there we go. Fungus cells are close to our
quick question on that. Back to the nicotine thing. Yeah. You still believe it's addictive, correct?
So I just based on what I read, yes, 100%. Yes, I do.
Okay. So should we go ahead and believe the other shit that we read?
No, but I not everything, but I believe through the research that I have done that it is addictive. Hey, before I forget though, remember
hold on, interesting. You did research. What kind of research did you do?
Well, we did it on the show here together with Grok. And my own research off show.
That's not research. That's fucking reading faulty information, for Christ's sake.
No, not necessarily.
Okay, how's this? Research is when you're in the trench. Let's define research.
That's fair. Okay.
I did my research. You mean you read the fucking first thing that came up on Google? That's idiocy.
No, I did not do that.
I'm not saying you. I'm just saying I did my research. I read the fucking first 3 articles on Google.
I do have
a motherfucker that owns the SEO gets you to read exactly what he wants.
I have, remember that fellow I put on the show last week? It was a clip I found, Dr. Stephen Gundry. He was talking about nicotine and the benefits of it. Remember that? We knocked on his door. So. Yeah. We knocked on his door and he responded. So I'm hoping to get him on the show. True story. So he was on a clip. Yeah, totally. 100%. I want him on the fucking show. He was the guy.
Here's the thing. I got to be honest. Here's one of the reasons I just wanted to. One of the reasons why I am like, one of the that tipped me to think, fuck, maybe this is not addictive, because I mean, if you go back to all of the shit from what they call them, the 7 dwarves, the big tobacco people.
Yeah,
that's all they hung on was nicotine is not addictive. That's all they would say in that fucking. And when they were in that, they repeated that over and over, like that was a way out for them.
Yes.
Well, they were fucking in front of whatever, you lie there, you're in fucking trouble, no matter what company you belong to.
Yes.
They were telling the truth, because they knew that the addictive shit was not the nicotine.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. That tells me there's something there.
So I'm going to put something on. Kai, get the words of wisdom set up here, but don't run it yet, this Kai, because I got something which might even support what you're talking about. And this is awesome, guys. Just for the record, this is a great conversation. Good morning, Jess. I live in Kentucky. I observe people struggling with smoking addiction constantly. Well, so you use a word there, which Anderson might lean into, which is a smoking addiction. To me,
we're talking nicotine, or we're talking delivery system. Well, smoking is a delivery system. Vaping is a delivery system.
Yes, I would agree with that, Anderson. And I also agree with you where I'm going to use the H word we like to not talk about, habit, right? So smoking habit might, in my words, contribute to that addiction. So I will separate nicotine, smoking, et cetera, right?
Well, that's the biggest problem. And Jess, you bring up a good point. That's where even Keith and I were caught in that.
Yes.
We were just, nicotine is smoking.
Yeah.
Nicotine is this, when holy shit, there's 2 completely separate fucking topics there.
So let me throw this at you, because I believe I'm going to work hard to connect the dots, and I think you will be able to connect them with me. So the founder of Lululemon, Chip Wilson, was asked about competition. And he had an interesting response, which made me really think about competition, but also in the conversation we are having right now. And also where people say, oh, my content's not working because the algorithm's not working. No, I don't know about that. I think it's about a 45-second clip. Let's run this clip, Johnny. Kai, let's have a conversation about it.
What would I tell them? I'd tell them...
this is about competition.
I'd tell them that every person in the world is an individual with a different genetic makeup and a different upbringing, and the way that you're thinking is so radically different than every other person in the world and incomparable, that if you have an idea and you want to move forward with it, don't worry so much about the competition, because nobody will be able to replicate you. and the way you think about it.
Think about that for a second, right? Because we're so caught up. So when we think of competition, it's like one thing. That's my competition. When in reality, there's 8-9 billion people on the planet with so many different variables, time, like everything. So really, when you think about, like, even just back to our conversation about nicotine and addiction and smoking, whether it's addictive to you, addictive to me, and I know science will support research, et cetera, but maybe you have a makeup where it's not addictive to you because you're just a person that's not.
I mean, that's possible. I mean, I could say this. Yes. I am an addictive motherfucker. I've been addicted to many things.
Yes.
And I know the clear difference between when I'm addicted to something and when I'm not.
Yes. That's fair. Yeah.
So I don't know if you're talking about like a certain gene that keeps me immune from being addicted to nicotine. But I have the gene to be addictive.
But I think you're kind of supporting my point anecdotally a little bit because your makeup is different than my makeup, and maybe your makeup says that, yeah, I'm an addictive motherfucker, but I'm not addicted to nicotine. It doesn't.
And then let's switch to something that's a little bit more widely, I don't know, I guess easier to spot. Sure. Do we see people that, and I don't know this, it's just a great conversation.
Yeah.
Do we see people that say, oh, yeah, they're alcoholics? I don't have the gene to be an alcoholic. Is it a gene for a substance, or is it a gene for addictiveness? I think it's addictiveness. I think it's a brain behavior, not a gene, in terms of like, I'm immune to alcohol. I'm immune to, and maybe gene is the wrong word.
Yes. Yeah, I hear you. Yeah. Regardless, it's a fascinating conversation. And I love
it too, brother. And going on to what you're talking about, the fascinating conversation, get people thinking. That's what really sent me down the path, was thinking back to that fucking Seven Dwarfs thing.
Yeah. Yes. Well,
because these fuckers at the top, they know shit that we don't.
So I'm glad you raised this up too, because
did I remember Seven Dwarfs properly? Holy shit.
They're not called this. The tobacco companies weren't called the Seven Dwarfs.
Why, there was like 7 of them on the fucking stand, and they were called the Seven Dwarfs.
I don't.
Ask Grok if I'm correct.
I do remember that, actually. Hey, Grok, when Big Tobacco was going on the trials there back in whatever the 80s or 90s, were they called the Seven Dwarfs, or what were they called?
Yeah, they were called the Seven Dwarves. It was the 7 CEO.
Oh, I didn't.
I can't remember. I can't believe I remember that correctly. I just can't. I can, because I recently looked up some of that shit.
Yes,
and I can see the guy's face fucking perfectly.
Yes,
and it just the look on his face is like, this fucking guy knows he's fucking pulling a snow job here. You could see the look on his face. He was so comfortable. He wasn't fucking lying, because he just kept repeating, nicotine is not addictive.
Yes.
It was probably like fucking 2,000 years old too,
I got it. I saw it. Since we're going down this humorous path, I got to go here too. That's no different than Colin Powell getting on stage at Congress and saying, no, yes, Iraq has weapons of mass destruction. Big fucking presentation and all this stuff. And then, nope, weapons of mass distraction. There's nothing there. Right. So, but to your point, just this visceral belief, just nope. Fuck. Anyways, good morning, everybody. Hang out with Keith and Jon this morning. A Morning to Live with Keith, Jon, and friends. Your morning experience to help you guys get up and get after it every single day. Speaking about getting up and get after it, Johnny. So I love your bank stories, man. I fucking love them. They take me back to the olden days. Well, you know what?
I haven't had a fucking bank story in fucking forever. This is a recent thing.
Well, I got one. Dude, I've known you now for 2 years now, and you've had more bank stories in 2 years than I've had in my whole life.
It's all been in like the last few months.
I know. I got one for you, though.
What do you got?
I do have one for you. Pope Leo, the newest pope. True story. I guess when he became the pope, like from Robert Prevost to the pope, he had to call the bank. So just like you and I to change your shit, right? So he calls the bank. The bank's like, nope, can't do it. You got to come down here to do it. Kai,
I'm telling you, dude. I pulled every string in the fucking book.
Kai, let's run this clip, man.
He's a very humble guy. 2 months in, he calls his bank in South Chicago to change his phone number. And I think his address. And so he gets a lady, says, yes, ma'am, I'm Robert Prevost, I'd like to change. She asks all the security questions. And then they say, oh, I'm sorry, sir, it says here you have to come in person.
See, I'm telling you.
Said, well,
So,
that's not...
Kai, let's cut it. So, Johnny, you're not immune. So, I guess even the Pope wasn't immune to having to go to the fucking...
Well, you know, and see, here's the thing. Part of my, I should have given you some backdrop on my banking thing.
Yes.
I pulled every fucking string in the book not to do it. Because I was in Mexico. I was trying to set up a new corporation.
Yes, I know. Yes.
So that was what started the whole thing, because I was out of the country and blah, blah, blah. And I started it out of the country. So then because it was started over the telephone, not in person.
Yes.
The account was like at risk, I guess they titled it.
Yes. Yes.
Because normally when you start an account that's going to be corporate and it's going to fucking be having a lot of shit moving around, you can't just do that as a ghost.
100%. And listen, we know they're protecting you. That's what they're ultimately doing. I find it. You gotta walk through walls to get shit done.
I'll tell you that I thought I would do myself a favor. Fuck, I can't tell you how many fucking Zells. You know, it's that they blocked and fucking locked me out of my goddamn online. I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. You know.
So speaking of kidding me, I stumbled across something which I don't even know. Well, we're gonna. So listen, I know we both love humans. We don't care what sex you are, what color skin you are, who you sleep with. I know we both believe that viscerally. We don't care. We're open to everybody, and we have open views to everybody. Well, something came across my feed, and then I did research it just to see it was true, so we can talk about it. And I guess, John, when somebody becomes transgender, there is a desire to, I guess, have a period. But
well, you're talking about if they go to become a woman.
Yes.
Because if you're going to be a woman to be a man, you don't want to have a period.
But if you're a man and you're wanting, I
just want to make sure you talk about the direction the transgender.
Correct. Yes. So you're a man wanting to become a woman, becoming transgender. You might desire to have a period, and the desire of the mental feeling of it, the physical feeling of it, just the full. I want to be a female.
Yeah, they've already come up with the remedy for this. A couple of fucking.
I'm showing it to you.
Portable packets of fucking ketchup in your shorts, and you sit down real hard a few times, and you're good.
That's what I'm showing you. I did not know this. They stick it up their anus. It's a frozen ketchup package. You insert it into your anus, and as it melts, it gives you your period.
Yeah, I would go for the ketchup packets that I didn't have stick in my ass.
I was speechless when I heard this, because I was like,
well, you figure like this. It starts off with, say, a little boy, right?
Yes.
Who feels so amazing dressing up in his sister's stuff. He doesn't care he's pretending. He just wants to live in that world.
Well, and I understand that. And I'm really glad
pulling your pants down and seeing some blood in there. It's just another level of pretending.
No, dude. And I'm really glad you said that, because I respect that too. I'm a curious dude who's curious, and I like to talk about everything, and I pride the show and we talk about everything. I literally did not know this. It wasn't even in my fucking brain or sphere. I was like,
well, I'll be honest, when you pulled this fucking picture up, I had no idea what it was. I was just fucking thinking I was being funny, talking about a couple of Heinz packages, ketchup in your shorts. And then basically it was a more, I guess, humane delivery system than what I had just spoke of. But I don't know, sticking this thing in your ass, I'll argue the humanity of that.
So you made that joke thinking that you were, oh yeah, no, this is serious. So it's funny because here you say that, and then Jess says, why would anyone want that? I will offer mine up if there's any takers. So it's just something I learned this morning. And here's something else I learned. Remember yesterday with, we had Brianna Boss on the show yesterday, and she's great, man. We had a great show with her yesterday. Charlize Theron, actress, is quoted. Kai, just run the beginning of this clip. She's like, if my man wants to make love to me, Kai.
Whenever a guy says, I would like to make love to you.
It's an ick.
It's such an egg.
100% agree.
Yeah, you don't get that. That's an egg. Just the dry heave, the little dry heave that comes with it.
This could be multiple things.
There's a
So there you go. It's just supporting Brianna's point, right? Our wives want us to them. Don't make love to me. Words of wisdom from Charlize Theron this morning on Mornings in a Lab with Keith, John, and friends. Coming up, Marshall Porterfield. We got a NASA dude supposed to be joining us in the show here today. Looking forward to that conversation coming up a little bit later on the show. And I believe Paul Reeder's going to drop in later, about 45 minutes or so, because What the Truck is dropping today on the network. Johnny, new show yesterday dropped. Sarah Barnes-Humphrey dropped her supply chain show yesterday. It was a pretty interesting show yesterday, too. So we're up to, what do we got? 4 now, 4 or 5 on the network now. So slowly growing, man, slowly growing. And I got a meeting next week. You'll appreciate this one. I got a guy next week, a doctor, who's struggling with all the misinformation in the world and all the like the non-factual stuff. He's like, man, he goes, could I build a bot, or could I have like a live show where I can build authority through a live conversation? I'm like, yeah. He's like, how would I do that? I go, talk to me. So we're meeting next week because he wants to create content that's truthful live and then have it ongoing as a place where his constituents and his patients and people can come to him knowing that it's live not so much live, but it's authority content from him. You follow me? Pretty fascinating, actually. It makes a lot of sense too when you think about it. It's so hard to get reputable information from a live doctor. I was like, well, fuck, that's a no-brainer when he came to me, actually.
And there's a lot of different ways or positions, or however someone wants to look at it. The platform can serve someone so many different directions.
Yes, absolutely. Hey, speaking of platform, Chamath, I can't remember his last. Kyle, let's run this clip on attention. This is an interesting one here too, because this one talks about this is an obvious thing, but sometimes we need to be reminded of what's obvious, and so we can create good conversation, good content, and good entertaining stuff to move forward. Kyle, let's run this clip with Chamath revealing the world we're living in today around attention.
That's been at the center of every single technological revolution for the last 30 years, and that word is attention. Let me explain this to you. Google, they invent Google. What is Google? Google is an algorithm. It's called PageRank. But if you look inside of it, what is it? It says, well, Chamath's website has 5 links to it. Joe's website has 2 links. He's getting more attention. Okay? Chamath's website is more important. That's the sum total of Google. Now, they've made that a lot more refined, and they've done all these other fancy things. But it's all about attention. Mm-hmm. Fast forward to 2007, 8, 9, when, Zuck, and then when I went to work for Zuck, and we got on the scene, we're like, what does everybody care about? Attention. And so what is like the Facebook algorithm? What's the Instagram algorithm? How do we construct newsfeed? All around attention. Joe had 35 likes. Jamie had 12 likes. Your thing is more important. Let's give it more. And
then when we go to AI, Johnny,
it's basically day trading attention, not money.
No, you're bang on, man. And also that's why
every day is a brand new it's a zero-sum game, baby.
Yes. Yep. Speaking of that, we talked about how the administration moves the market just on press releases. So the dude yesterday makes a little announcement saying they're going to pause what's happening over the strait across the pond over there.
Who's the dude?
The dude with orange hair, and immediately oil drops below $100. Like, talk about influence in the world, eh? Like, just make a fucking statement. Whoa! It's actually quite fascinating. The ability to manipulate the world markets by a few words.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's happened from the beginning of time.
Yeah, but even more so today. Well,
here's the challenge, and I agree, but I agreed in a different light. I think. Sure.
Yeah,
I totally agree with what you're saying. I think it's more visible now. All this shit used to happen where very few people could see.
Yeah, so there's something to be said for that. Yeah. Well, back to Chamath's comment about attention, right? So you're right. So the dude drops a comment yesterday about a pause in actions. A lot of people respond to it. A lot of attention goes over there, to your point. And then what happens? Right? Then there's the results of it. So, it's that attention economy, and you got to find a way to jump out and grab attention.
I mean, if you look at most like the really ultra wealthy, we're not talking billionaires. We're talking like people that have hundreds of billions.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
These motherfuckers don't want to be seen. They don't want anybody to know what they're doing.
Oh, 100%.
They try to hide.
Yes.
Well, that's where all the really powerful people, where do you think these people learned that? That's been a practice from the beginning of time.
Yeah.
Now it's almost like they're getting spotted when they don't want to, so to speak. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do know what you mean. Yeah.
So they've been fucking making these chess plays from the beginning. It's just, most people are not aware that something happened, a statement can create that type of a change. But the flip side is when they make that statement, it is visible. The statement's visible. It has, retail gets much more involved, which then has even a bigger jump than if it was not retail, so to speak.
Yes. Yeah. Hey, here's a topic we have not talked about since we've been doing the show together, and it's not one that I would normally put into the morning show, but it's a topic I have a strong opinion on. I would like to hear yours on it as well, and we're going to play the clip on it. Kai, let's run the clip with the FedEx driver, and then we'll have a conversation with Jon about it.
We're starting today with something heavy. This one stays with you. There's no easy way into this.
A Tarrant County jury sentenced the FedEx driver who killed 7-year-old Athena Strand to death. Took him less than 3 hours. The whole courtroom was in pink. That was her favorite color. The community showed up for 3 years. That's accountability. Let's get into it.
Are you a capital punishment person or not?
That's such a fun. It's hard for me just to answer yes or no.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because there's so many different, positions. There's so many different ways to lead up to make that decision.
Yeah, that's fair. Let's have the conversation. So, a little girl, 7 years old, was abducted by a man in Texas, and he killed her. Just point blank period. Killed her. The jury took less than 3 hours to deliberate and made the decision to now kill him. So I like you would say that there's a lot of variables that would go into a decision I would make if somebody asked me the same question that I asked you. In this situation, though, I will go on record right now. There's no thought process for me. I would be one of the jurors who said, yes, kill him. Because I have 3 little girls. I have 3 kids. And rightly or wrong, that's just my opinion. That's how I would vote.
Well, I mean, if the juror if it was my little girl,
yes,
right, the juror would never even been assembled because the job would have been done.
Well, so and it's.
But on that level, to get back to your question, is the part I don't like about it. Is there are times where people are put in that position where they're going to get they're going to be capital punishment when it's not totally clear what they did.
Yeah. Oh, listen,
that's the problem. So, like, if it is a very clear, like, and I don't know how they could create these guidelines. Let's just pretend if you were caught on video camera and we could, okay, boom, now we've got this line in the sand.
Yeah, like a definitive line in the sand. Yes,
it's the gray area. Now flip the tone. That little girl's alive, and let's say that you're her dad, and this fucking guy got killed, and you got accused of it, and she's gonna watch you, and somehow she knows that you were home watching fucking Barney with her. You're going to get fucking killed because somebody else fucking killed this guy. And she knows for sure. It's so terrible going both ways if there's not a good way to do it.
There's no question that there have been people wrongfully convicted and more than likely wrongfully put to death for situations that they were accused of. I'm with you there. I'm 1,000% with you there.
And I think that honestly, bro, you tell me if you agree. I think the problem is really the system. People abuse the system. If the spirit of the system was kept in focus, then I think. But it's not the system is the system is basically completely abused, and people. I think, you know what I mean by the spirit.
100%. Yes,
the spirit is ignored.
Yeah, listen, dude, we had a guest on the show, and what happened to this young girl is nowhere near what happened to our guest on the show yesterday, but I want to connect the dots through wrongfully accused. Remember Muhammad on the show yesterday? He was wrongfully accused. He's been fighting his whole life, and $1 million, the system, to your point. Right. So anyways, like I said, it's not something we normally talk about. I like to keep things light and fun here on the show, but I have opinion, and I that's the value of what we do on the show. And I wanted to throw it out there to get after. Speaking of opinions, I know you have one on this one. Don't queeze on me and just keep your shots low. Ozempic.
Shots low. Does that mean like hit below the belt? What do you mean by that?
Kai, Ozempic, Johnny, it's now a pill. 70,000 pharmacies got it yesterday at $25 a month insured. Kai, run the clip. No.
Or not.
Yeah. Okay. Or
A needle drug just became a pill at 70,000 pharmacies overnight. $25 a month. That changes the whole damn conversation. Oral Ozempic. Same semaglutide molecule. First pill approved to cut heart attack and stroke risk. The pill lowers the barrier. It doesn't build the man. That's still on you.
Ribelsis, Johnny. Semaglutide now available as of yesterday, called Ribelsis. It's available through insurance, and it's available in the United States now as a pill, Ozempic pill. Thoughts?
Well, I mean, I don't know. I haven't looked into this a ton.
Yeah.
But this specific one, but in general, the nature of a peptide,
yes,
does not live through the stomach completely. Like there are some that I mean, like this is through my research, meaning my personal in the trench testing.
Yeah.
I have a line up the ones that are oral, line up the ones that are sub Q.
Yes.
And the difference is massive. Now, not to say, like, let's just use BPC 157.
Sure. Yeah.
And oral and in a sub Q.
Okay.
Now, the one thing that makes this a little different is that BPC 157 is one of its positive attributes is it's supposed to help with gut health. So the fact that you're putting it right into the gut potentially could skew, but we'll use this as an example, right? The difference between taking a pill versus taking a sub Q, the strength is probably, it's hard to say, 10 to 20 times different.
Oh, really?
Yeah, massively. Some of them I don't even think would live through the stomach. That's the way that there's another one, 5-amino. I mean, we're talking like, dude, a quarter of fucking milligram can feel like you're ready for a workout. I mean, you can get too tweaked too quick. Like because I do this shit, my shit on purpose.
To see.
I mean, at a 0.5 milligram, I'm like, fuck, I gotta wait for 4 hours for this shit to go away. God damn it.
Yeah.
I feel like I just want to go run, even though running is not appealing to me. I just want to, because you're uncomfortable to the point where you don't sitting still. It's like, fuck, this is terrible.
Yeah.
Okay, 0.5 milligram. Now you could take, Jesus Christ, 200 milligrams and not feel the same way through the oral. I don't know if you could get to feel the same way through the oral.
Oh, okay.
Just because it doesn't live through the stomach. So, but here's the thing with semaglutide, here would be for people that do use that, or people that are stepping into using that, which I don't know why they're using this one because it's so outdated.
Well, that was going to be my next question. That I was
like, the typewriters are on sale. Let's go buy a bunch of them.
Well, that's what I'm quite fascinated by, which is we're on 3rd gen.
But here, real quick, so the idea is that, yes, the typewriter is on sale, so to speak. Yes, semaglutide is now oral, so it opens it up to people.
Yes,
but the shit was way too fucking strong to begin with.
Yeah, but this is kind of my point. Is that we're on 3rd gen, but we're releasing stuff from 2 years ago.
Well, it's a fucking business. Come on, whatever. You think we're having a fucking conversation about ethics here? Morality? Fuck. Jesus Christ.
So,
but the fact that it's the fact that it's someone who's used to taking the sub Q is going to try this and go fuck this shit. But people new coming in, it'll probably work better for them because it's not going to make them so fucking sick.
Yeah. Jess says, I worry it's an easy fix because if lifestyle doesn't change, the results won't last. And Jess is correct on that one.
And that's the thing people would realize.
Yeah.
You take this pill, this shot, it's giving you this brand new fucking platform to rebuild your fucking daily habits.
Yeah.
And if you rebuild a new lifestyle, which is done in a 24-hour loop.
Yeah.
You got however many months you choose to stay on this medication to rebuild that and then fucking come off and then stick to it.
Yes. You know, what's interesting, John, is that there's more, it seems like there's more, my choice of words. it appears when I got a show to prepare every single day, so I'm always looking for stuff to talk about. It appears there's more people judging folks now for Ozempic face or Ozempic body instead of being fat. It's like, dude, I wish you were fat because you looked better than now. You got you just look like some gaunt, half dead person.
You know how many fucking people will talk fucking smack about someone that's in shape? Because all they're doing is, even though they're talking shit about it, they wish that they had it. Oh, I don't want to be fucking. I don't want to be fucking rich. Look at it.
Yeah, I know.
Sure, you don't.
It's the
I
same.
don't want to have big fucking muscles or abs. Oh, okay, no, you don't. No, I understand you don't want to do the work.
Yes,
get all this stuff.
But
that doesn't mean you don't want it. There's a very, very big fucking difference.
I find the same thing in my nerdy tech world of AI and stuff. And the stuff that we're building, I got poo-pooers all the time. It's like you're poo-pooing what we're doing because you are too lazy to understand it, learn it, or be a part of it. So instead, to your point, I'll just piss on you.
Well, I love when people look at me and they'll be like, oh, I don't want to look like you. And I'll say, well, that's fucking great.
Yes,
because you can't. I said, I'll give you everything you need to do it. And I promise you, you can't.
I don't want to fucking,
because a person that makes that statement, he's got such limiting beliefs, he'll never have a shot.
Well, and it's like saying, well, fuck you. I don't want to look like you either. it's like fuck off. Hey,
but that's known. Everybody knows they don't want to look like the fucking fat slob that's saying that they don't want to look like me.
Dude. Hey, Charlie, remember growing up, somebody's like, oh, you got a big hand, you got a big foot. That must mean you have a big dick. Well, known sexologist Dr. Rima Malik, John, has some evidence that it actually does not have to do with your hand or your foot. You can now look at somebody and get a sense of the size of their penis because of a feature that they have right in front of you. Kyle, let's run this clip.
They often say that if you've got big feet or big hands, like people think you have a big penis.
Not necessarily true. So there's actually no evidence that big hands, big feet correlate to penis size. There's one study in Japan where they looked at nose length. And so the longer your nose is from the bridge down to the tip, that is potential, at least the Japanese population that they studied was correlated with the length of the penis.
So apparently, John, it's your nose length. So I look at my nose.
Listen, man, I've spent fucking Jesus Christ. Counting from when I was a kid, from what, 7th grade? That's when you start fucking showering with other men. That went all the way till I was fucking 47.
Yes.
I've seen a lot of cocks.
Yeah. Yes.
And I'll tell you right now, I mean, I would have to say, and let's be honest, when you see some fucking guy, some new guy comes in the locker room, yeah, everybody's checking him out. Fucking, we're not in a bad way. We just fuck. This is what we do. 100%. You see some fucking guy.
Yes.
I mean, I got to tell you, I've seen some fucking dicks that look like a fucking baby's arm holding an apple. I mean, these motherfuckers got joints. That's how fucking big they are.
It bends around the fucking corner.
Dude. And I got to say, I would say that.
Good morning, Rico.
If I was to have to put the nose thing against the hands and feet, I would say the hands and feet would win.
Okay. Well, so
I don't think either one of them are worth a shit.
No,
but I'm saying if I had to pick, if it's a multiple choice, which one do I pick? I'll say hands and feet.
Well,
but I think feet more than hands.
Well, and I love all my Japanese friends, and I love all my friends in Japan. But John, from my experience, Japanese people are usually littler, smaller, like smaller humans. So maybe there's something to be said. If you got a small nose, you have a small penis. I don't know. I'm going to go with you on the foot and hand situation.
No, I mean, I've seen some, you know, the a lot of times their hair is not curly. It's fucking like straight.
What?
Does that make sense?
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. See, we're talking to a guy who has spent too much time in, holding on to fucking Bobo's throat. Yeah. Many times it's not curly. It's straight.
Yeah.
So you'll have like this, it's you got a guy who is not well endowed. It looks like a little fucking mushroom cap coming through the fucking straight hair.
the little red fireman's mushroom cap. Just
but I would say I think there's a correlation to the size of the person. But
yes.
But I don't know that I've never seen anything that can, and that was kind of a big thing too. It's like in the locker, because we're all so comfortable. It's like, don't fuck with him. He's got a giant cock. Like that was like part of his manhood.
And the funny thing is, Johnny, is as men, we never talk about girth. Men always, the world always talks about length. What about having a fucking Coke can or like a 45-gallon pail, dude? Like there's something to be said for that too.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're talking about the people who are, because it's almost like there's two breeds of people. There's two breeds of people. The majority of people have not spent any time, decade after decade around other naked men. So just extraordinarily comfortable with this whole topic.
Yes.
Others, they might talk about it, but they're down. It's like some sort of a weird fucking thing for them.
Oh, you know what? It's interesting to hear you say that, because I was yesterday or the morning before, I was getting out of the shower, just thinking about our conversations we have in the show. And I was thinking about, like, it still fascinates me that so many people are uncomfortable about the things you and I are so comfortable talking about. And I personally think that's part of the challenges that humans have is that, I don't want to talk about that. Why not? Like,
well, I wasn't extraordinarily comfortable talking about it until I was actually comfortable in that setting.
No, but no, I don't know if I agree with you, because as I've gotten to know, you're comfortable.
You don't agree with how I feel?
No, I don't.
How I feel. Those are my feelings. Do you disagree?
How you feel. It's like we're a husband and wife. No, I'm telling you how you
feel. Fuck, dude? I disagree. But I'm not talking about a fucking fact. I'm talking about how I feel.
I'm telling you how you feel.
Weirdo. Jesus Christ.
No, but what I mean though is that it's very clear. It's very clear that the chemistry, the value of what we do here is that there is nothing we're not uncomfortable talking about, because we both realize that, okay, we all got penises. Women have periods, and sometimes we don't like to have sex. Sometimes erections don't happen. Johnny, many of those conversations, nobody wants to have them. So we're like, okay,
I think the ones that skirt the line is when we talk about midgets and gays. But I say it with love. I have zero issues with either one of them. I mean, fuck, when I was wrestling in Mexico, they one time fucking put a midget with me. It was the mini me. He was my buddy.
You know what we need to do?
And I've had many gay friends. I had one gay friend. I discovered he was fucking gay. We were literally fucking doing submission grappling.
Yes.
I find out that he's fucking gay months into this. I'm like, no fucking wonder you wanted me in your guard all the time, you fucking weirdo. Did I stop doing what I was doing? No.
Well, you know what's funny? You said, hey, Jess, small people, John G's, and the good time says, I knew a guy that was so big, woman would. I knew a guy so big that a woman would sleep with him. There you go. Yeah. Well, it's funny, Jess, you weren't on the show here a few months back. We had a guy who's now on our network named Jason Hewlett. He's an entertainer. He does a show on our network. Jason, great show. And Jason was on the show one morning, and he was sitting back, and I was watching him in the green room. And Keith and John were getting after it, and we were talking about dwarfs, midgets, little people, small people, like just all the terminology. And then Jason and I meet after Jess, and he's like, I'm sitting back and listening to you and John talk. And he's like, I was sitting back thinking to myself, man, these fuckers are funny. They're having this conversation that nobody's having in 2026, yet I'm remarkably comfortable about it. My words, not his, because they were doing it in a respectful, fun way that it seems like society has lost the ability to have this kind of conversation today. We're not trying to hurt anybody's feelings.
And part of that is that we wear our own fucking shit on our sleeves.
Yes.
I mean, I asked point blank.
Yes.
When I was probably, I don't know, somewhere before 10 years old.
Yes.
I was having so much fucking struggles in school. I literally point blank asked my mom, am I retarded?
Is that what you said to her?
I swear to God, point blank. I said, Mom, I need to know, am I like slightly retarded or something? What's going on here?
And what was her
response? I mean, of course, I didn't say what's going on. I was scared to death she was going to say yes, to be honest.
Yes.
But the point is that we're all a little retarded. We're all a little gay. We're all a little everything. You know what I mean? It's like, fuck. And if you accept them all and you love them all because we're all fucking humans, it's one fucking race, then the words don't mean shit. And if people get too fucking hung up on it, that I'm not trying to offend you. You want to dislike me? I'm fine with that. Just please do it over there.
Yeah, that's why I believe that's why we get along so well. I say this all the time. If you want to judge me or John by a headline or by one thing we said, then fine. But then you haven't spent any time with us actually. Because if you spend time with us, you know, like the good times, the Jesses, like you guys know.
Right. You know, you spend a little time with me in person, you're going to get I'm going to fart, I'm going to cup it, and I'm going to throw it in your face. And then you'll realize, God damn it, look at all this other stuff. It's really not a big deal.
Well, and no, but he's human. Yeah, okay, he picks his nose. Maybe he farts. Maybe so. Yeah, we're all fucking human, man. Hey, speaking of human, John, Petro says, I judge people by their t-shirts. Yes, of course you do, Petro. Petro's whole life is judging by t-shirts. So would you judge this person? What the fuck is this, Kai? Check this out, brother. I don't know how to respond to this one, but watch this. Restaurant, young lady walks in. Yep.
Taking a dump?
Yes. Picks it up, just leaves
it. Hold on. How do you fucking wipe that quickly and call yourself clean?
Watch. Just that the person has a mask on, walks into the restaurant, shits on the floor, wipes quick and walks out and leaves a big, like, I'm gonna fucking gag almost. Like, that's just horrific, brother. Horrific.
Can you imagine that fucking guy standing there seeing the shit drop out?
Oh. Well, and then what is it?
Like, you see him put his hand up like, no, it's actually happening. I thought this was a joke.
Oh my God. And then what's the comment? Clean up on aisle 4? Like, how do you do that one, man? Like, oh my God. And who's going to...
Well, dude, in California, you can pretty much take a dump wherever you want to and can't get in trouble. You know, there was in the streets of San Francisco, I don't know what it's like now. One of my buddies used to live up there 5 years ago, after COVID. He goes, the biggest problem I have living in the city right now is walking down the sidewalk without stepping on a fucking pile of human shit.
Really?
They were everywhere because, I mean, literally we could be walking down. I don't know if they've tightened up the shit recently or not, but you know, there was a period shortly after COVID, you couldn't fucking use a bathroom anywhere. Right.
Well, yes, I remember that.
You know, you and I could fucking squat, take a fucking dump, and be standing there.
Yeah.
Like a couple of fucking babies taking a dump. You know, baby squats.
Yes.
A cop could come up. We could ask him for toilet paper, and he couldn't do shit.
Mercy.
Yeah.
Fuck, man.
So, I mean, I make the joke, in California, you can fucking pretty much take a piss or a dump wherever you want. I love that because now I can pull over to the side of the road, take a piss. There's no penalty.
Good morning, bad shit. Welcome to the show here this morning, hanging out with Keith and John.
That's fucking out there, dude.
Oh,
like, I'm still holding on to, how do you get yourself cleaned up that quick?
Without the
that was not a log that came out and laid over. That was a pile. That was a fucking cow pie, which means she's walking around with a dirty fucking hole.
Just waiting to drop it somewhere. Hey, we just got a note from Marshall Porterfield. He's going to reschedule this morning, so we don't have Marshall joining us this morning, which is fine. Paul Arena is going to jump in here in a little bit, I believe, and so is Cheryl Whitaker going to jump in as well.
I don't know how anybody else could have sped this conversation up.
Well, I know.
It'd have been like throwing fucking a big bucket of water on the fucking coals. The whole show would cool off.
100%. There's no public bathrooms in downtown San Fran. That's been way since 2000, says Jess of the U. Wow. 20 some odd. Johnny, I saw a clip a couple days ago. The homeless situation in San Francisco. Man, did it make me sad. The zombies living in San Fran. Like, seriously, zombies, dude. Like, very.
Are you showing me a clip, or are you when you say zombies?
Just talking about zombie. Like I should try to find it and show it to you later. Like, people just like standing there, like actually like zombies, and like I
saw some fucking weird thing like that. I thought at first when I saw that, because I didn't stay to watch much.
Yeah,
I thought it was like a bunch of people doing like some sort of art, like protest.
So did I. So when you're doing your lifestyle tip, I'm gonna grab it. So did I.
Because then I was like, wait a minute, and I went back. Yes. And I think I don't know who it was, but whoever's holding the camera told one of those guys, dude, you got to pull up your pants because his fucking pants had fallen down.
Yes.
That was the same one you saw.
It was a documentary. I'm gonna grab it here to show, but it was a documentary.
Well, my question is, what the fuck kind of drug are they doing where they're that fucking mentally out of, but physically strong enough to stand there fucking frozen for hours?
The guy was asking, they were doing, like, I guess, fentanyl and some of that shit.
But what's the one that keeps you standing?
I don't know, but it was
like you go into a fucking crack house, everybody's laying around on the fucking ground.
Yeah. So Jess has it here. Jess says that they stand. You're right, Jess. Yeah, they stand bent at the waist. That's exactly what I saw. And her comment was, "It's the new horse tranquilizer drug," whatever the hell that means. But then Sullivan says
that's some fucking, that's kind of a, I don't know how similar, but that's like the whole ketamine thing.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
I think a lot of the ketamine in the early days was coming from veterinary use.
That's my belief as well. Yes. But then Sullivan says it's probably fentanyl. They're nodding off in public. Bad for kids. It's horrible, man. It's absolutely horrible. Nothing. It was because I like you, John. I thought it was an art installation. And then I was like,
yeah, I was looking at where there's my first thought, what are they protesting? That's what I thought. Where are their signs?
Yeah, exactly. All right, guys, listen, we're going to do reset with Anderson, lifestyle tip, and we're going to come back hour 2. It's all over Pennsylvania. Oh, it's all over PA and Kensington. Interesting, Jess. And then we're going to come back and have a conversation about surviving boomer dads, handling Gen Z daughters, plus a bunch of other stuff on the table this morning. Paul Rena's going to drop in. I believe Cheryl Whitaker is going to drop in on the big show we call Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends.
Excuse me. Lifestyle tip. We're going to take a bite off this whole thing of these poor bastards standing there bent at the waist, fucked up on some drug. Keith called them zombies to some extent, whatever it was. So here's the question. I'm going to start posing questions to you guys because I think in many cases when you find these answers on your own, it might be more powerful than if I point it out. A lot of times we digest shit better when we have our own self-realizations and whatever it takes to get you guys to do whatever it is you need to do to get what you want. That's what the show's all about. So the question is, are you a fucking walking zombie? Now, we're not talking about these poor bastards that are bent over at the waist, all fucked up on fentanyl. We're talking about the majority of the poor bastards who are literally wandering through their lives like a fucking zombie. Life, unfortunately, picked you before you could pick your life. And now you have no choice but to turn yourself into a zombie because the pain of your reality is fucking brutal. You get up every day to do the shit you don't want to do. Can't wait for fucking Saturday because you don't have to do the shit you've been doing Monday through Friday. This is like the version of a zombie that is very welcomed because there's so many of them out there. So the question you're going to ask yourself is, have you slowly become a walking zombie? Are you just wandering through life? Or are you actually taking actions daily to make sure that you are not going deeper into zombie land? So I'll tell you, me personally, if I was literally 9 to 5, if I had to go get a job 9 to 5, I had to commute some fucking job, go to some job I wasn't excited or passionate or inspired to do, just fucking put me in the ground right now. That would be, I would rather die quickly than die slowly. I would never let that happen. But the point is, do you realize if this is you? And if it is, it's time to fucking make a change. Now, what's the change? What's the step? Well, let's make this real fucking basic. If you've taken this tip and you've asked yourself the question, you're like, fuck, that is me. Well, here's the follow-up tip. Start off by doing something difficult in the first 15 minutes you're up every day. And the barrier of entry of doing difficult shit you're uncomfortable with, will become easier for you to manage. Because when it comes down to it, to unzombie yourself, you're going to have to do some uncomfortable shit. You're going to have to go against the grain. Society's going to tell you you're fucking crazy, but don't listen. So if the answer is yes, the tip is do some difficult shit first out of bed and watch your life start to change. Rock and roll.
Welcome back to Mornings in the Lab with Keith, Jon, and friends. That was a great lifestyle tip. I love that one, Johnny. Many of us are living life as zombies, aren't we? Yeah. And what a great tip, because we have a choice whether we want to live a zombie life or not live a zombie life. And we put the show together to help you guys get up, get after it, not hit the snooze button, and not be that zombie through your entire life. Good morning, everybody. You are listening to the big show we call Mornings in the Lab with Keith, Jon, and friends. Coming up this hour, Cheryl Whitaker's going to drop in. Paul Reedner's going to drop in. Coming up at the top of the hour, Paul Reedner, What the Truck, dropping. Keith and Jon are going to get into conversation about fathers, being the son of a boomer dad, now being the father of a Gen Z kid. What is that like? We're going to have that conversation, plus a bunch of other stuff on the table. I just got to look here in front of me here. I got the zombie clip. We're going to play it for you guys. And well, I got a fun Jon Before You Go. And it might relate a little bit to what we laughed about yesterday. So coming up, hour 2, the deep dive. You survived your boomer dad, but could you handle your Gen Z daughter? That conversation starts right now on Mornings in the Lab with Keith, Jon, and friends.
You're raising a teenage daughter with a therapist's vocabulary, and you're hiding behind Uber and a debit card. He calls it providing. She calls it disappearing. You're scared of saying one wrong thing, so you say nothing, and that silence becomes your parenting style.
Congrats. You became ATM Dad. Great rates, terrible connection.
The fix isn't a perfect speech. It's one real conversation where you admit you're learning. So, Chief, Big Dog, is Dad's I'm giving space love or fear wearing a responsible outfit?
We're getting the big conversation. We've all had the boomer dads, and now we got kids. And were you a kid that heard from dad or mom saying that's just how it is, or my way or the highway, or and any of those cliches that were dropped into our world, right? Which is because I said so. Oh man, I heard that often. I love you, Dad. I know you tune into the show. I love you, Pops. But I heard that one often because I said so. It's funny. I don't even know the last time I used that term around my world because I said so. Maybe jokingly, but it's something we grew up hearing, guys. Because I said so, or that's just the rules, or if you don't like it, leave. Right? Things like that. But now we all wake up with kids, and some of us have daughters, and I got 2 of them. Johnny's got 800 of them. Johnny, we were both raised by boomer families, boomer parents, and you've talked very lovingly about your stepfather. You as a dad of your daughters.
And real quick, I want to make sure if I ever meant to speak unlovingly of my blood dad, I never intended to.
No, I've never suggested you did. I know that you speak very lovingly of your stepfather, very much so. Yeah.
Largely because I think steps don't get enough credit.
I agree with you 100%, brother, because I am one. I'm a bonus dad, and I love being a father to Brooklyn. I love it.
And I urge you to get rid of the word bonus. I don't know if you remember, I urged you to get rid of that at the very beginning.
Yeah, it's funny. I don't even know why I use it here because I just used 3 kids. Like I was on the show. I have 3 kids. I
have two of my daughters are not my DNA, and they're both in my fucking trust.
Yeah. Oh, so we're on the same page. I don't even know why I use the term. Sometimes maybe I'll tell you why. Maybe I use it sometimes to make myself relatable. But no, I got 3 kids. And I would encourage anybody, bonus step, that's your kid, man. It's your fucking kid. So Johnny, here's a curious question for you, because let's start here. Is Terry the translator between you and the girls? Like if the girls want to
both ways,
it does, eh? Yeah,
because there are some things that they're going to come to her, right?
Yes.
Like especially when they were younger. If I was like, for example, when I was competing,
yes.
She really understood where I was in my preparations, and the kids, they kind of understood a little bit, but she would be like, okay, we need to wait for him to get past this point before you ask him for that.
So she would coach the kids. Like,
but then the flip side too is that, like, it's like with Terry. Here's a perfect example, and I have to be so careful with this.
Yes.
If I word or even the kids, if I word something improperly, as soon as that alarm goes off in her head, she doesn't fucking hear anything. So it's like you have to. How do you position yourself to get her to hear all of what you want her to hear? They'll come to me for that.
Oh, it's interesting you say that, because I haven't thought about this myself the way you've just positioned to it, where the kids learned themselves, basically you two on where and how they can pull the levers to have you listen.
Well, and it was also through us helping.
Yeah, of course. Yes.
They're like, because of course they have trouble with her. They're going to come to me. God, what's that? I said, look, here's the problem. You fucking punched her in the nose to start.
Yeah.
Now she's ready to fight.
Yes.
Because we're just so different. You can punch me in the nose, and I'm going to say, "Did you really want to do that?"
Yeah.
As to where with her, she's swinging. She doesn't. There's no thought process behind that. That's the way she was. That's just the way she had to be to survive as a kid.
I wonder too, Anderson, because there's a dynamic with females, right? Like daughter and mother. There's a dynamic there. And I witness it with Brooks and Lauren, and I know you do with your girls. And sometimes I find myself needing to not forcibly insert, but voluntarily insert myself into the dynamic to even it out again. Do you follow what I'm saying there?
Yeah,
it's like female conflict, they're just conflicting, and I can see them kind of like butting heads where it's like, come on, you guys are both. Let me kind of get in here to help you guys get back to even again.
Yeah, I could see that. I totally see that. I think one of the I just have an example of this. Literally, was it last weekend? Within a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
So the youngest, she just got her first job, and she's like, she's only been there for 2 weeks. She's all, you know what? I really know what I want to do within this job. So she's the part that really lights her fire within the job.
Mm-hmm.
And so she's all excited, right? And she comes and she tells us. And so Terry, I know that she loves what she hears, right?
Okay.
But she starts it off in a way that is digested as potentially confrontational. And I can see the youngest starting to backpedal. And I said, no, just wait. Just wait for it. And I said this right when Terry was talking. So it wasn't like, because if I didn't speak immediately, it was going to try. I could feel the tension building up. I said, just wait. She's getting to it.
Yes.
In the end, Terry was like, and if this is what you're passionate about, that's perfect. But she started off in this other direction.
Because yes, I know exactly what you're talking about. Because Terry had her mind made up on what your daughter was already talking about, and she was already answering her thought process, right? Where you're like, hold on, let's let her say what she has to say. I can relate to that. That's happened here as well, 100%.
Yeah, it's sometimes it's just people's thought process. Like Terry's like the joke I have with her. I can ask her a question.
Yeah,
I let her speak.
Yeah,
she's done. Then I'll say, helpful information, please.
Okay.
Which means you did not answer any of my question.
Are you a comfortable father talking with the girls about like girl stuff and life stuff, like periods and sex and
they want to talk to me? I have zero issues with it. They don't talk to me about sex and periods because I think they have talked to me about sex and periods, but the periods thing is for sure the mom.
Yes.
The sex thing for me, it's if I'm there, like they talk about it. If I'm there, they have no problem talking in front of me, but they're not going to come to me to talk about because they're kind of learning from her.
Of course.
I have a fucking hard time teaching. If they ask me a question about the boy, their other half, I can answer that great.
Yes,
but they don't really have sex talks with me. But if I'm there, they won't not have it.
Yeah, I've worked really hard. I'm assuming probably like yourself to empower my kids to know that if they want to have those conversations with me, that I'm fully comfortable. right? I don't need to be there. They can go talk to their mom. They go talk to Lauren. But like, you know, when Piper had her boyfriend and Cart has his girlfriend, you know, I'll talk to them about sex. Like if you're having sex, let's be respectful. Let's make sure we're protected. Let's do all the, like, let's use some thought process. And if we want to, and if you want me to talk with you about it, I'm happy to, but I've worked hard to make sure that they know that we can talk about it. And I remember talking with my daughter, you know, jokingly about what happens when she's having her period with acne and stuff, and they will giggle about it, right? Because it's life, and that's what. And I want my kids to talk that it's life. It's how, we all go through it.
Well, I think there's for most parents, that actually take this first step. I think that they're missing the second step.
What's that, Johnny?
So you put this out there to your kid. You feel fucking great, like you're doing your job, which you should.
Yes.
But the question is still it's still like the white elephant in the room is, have you positioned yourself where they will actually fucking do it?
Well, 100%. Yes.
You can say that all you fucking want. So many kids are like, well, that was really fucking uncomfortable. I don't want to do that again. I surely got to fucking tell what I'm doing.
Yes.
And other kids are like, whoa, you know, like was one of the ways that I did it with my kids was with the middle one, right? Her mom is an alcoholic.
Okay.
Right? And I have fucking highly addictive behaviors.
Yes.
Right. And so I said, look, you know, you got this coming from both sides. You got to be really fucking careful because, you know, when it's, you know, this is in high school, right? Because she's driving.
Yeah.
I know she was making smart enough decisions not to do dumb shit when she was driving. Because I told her, I said, look, there's going to be zero punishments if you ask me to come get you because you're fucked up.
Yes. Yes.
Zero.
Yes.
But that you made the right choice. We won't even talk about it.
Yep.
You know, but you get yourself in trouble as you drove under the influence. We got a fucking problem.
Yes.
Right? Oh, so I made it just so, but either way, point in being is that like I told the middle one, I was like, look, I understand alcohol's everywhere. And I'm not telling you that I'm not saying you're, you know, in deep shit if you do it. Right. But I'm telling you this. Be careful of that shit because it's going to get you. You think you have it and you don't. That's where it starts. When I told her, I said, look, not many people get fucking addicted to weed, right? So smoke all the weed you want. We got you on the pill. Go do all the humping you want. Stay away from the booze. So I gave her this really long leash in another place. And it was hard to say that.
Sure.
At the same time, I needed her to understand that I gave her a really fucking long leash so she could feel comfortable coming back into that space.
Yes. Well, I'm really glad you said it because Charlie Good Time says, I have a word we use if he needs to just talk. I listen and don't give him a speech.
And we called that free talk.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it was like, I mean,
love
that whole thing came about because, you know, I can't remember what one of them comes home and starts talking about they learned how you're not supposed to take candy from a stranger or whatever.
Yes.
And I just said, look, I said, you know, let's make a pact right now. Yeah. There's ever something that you need to talk about.
Yep.
And you just need to get it off your chest. And you know that you need to speak this and you have no consequence.
Yes.
You just say free talk.
Yes.
We will sit down and we will shut up.
Yep.
Because that left them open to, and sometimes that bit us in the ass because they fucking confessed some shit like, God damn it, this really needs to be punished.
Yeah,
but it kept the door open for the shit that I might have needed to know about.
Yeah. So it's interesting because I think it was what you and Good Time are talking about, which is this idea of giving your kids a safe space or a free space, which is you can come here, talk, nobody's going to get into trouble or nothing. I love that whole idea. And John, I'm going to suspect because the way you live your life 24/7, and I'm going to put myself that way too. I live a certain way 24/7. There's no act going on here. My kids know what I am. Like there's no performative. So I fart, I burp, I talk about sex, I talk about things that might make them uncomfortable, but that's just how life is. And I think because of that, John, I've given them the freedom for us to have any kind of conversation. I think you too. Yes, we're parents of our kids. Yes, there's roles there, but I've worked really hard, and it sounds like you have as well, to just offer up just 24/7 of truth. Like, it's just like we're living in a world of truth. Like, this is how we live, and we all fart and burp. We all, we all have like, for example, yesterday, Carter's like, "How you doing, Dad?" I was like, fuck, I had a tough weekend. He goes, "Oh, why?" And I told him the same conversation I had with you. I didn't hide it from him. I was like, "Yeah, I'm an entrepreneur." Sometimes the start of the month, and I told him everything I was going through, just like I talk about with you. Because why wouldn't I? Because I feel if I share that with him when he's going through it, Anderson, who's he going to come talk to? I'm hoping me. You follow me?
Well, he's at the age where he needs to understand that stuff. Obviously, when he was 12, you're not having that conversation.
You're correct, 100%. You want to protect your kids with that. Absolutely correct. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Hey, here's something pretty cool. Great conversation, by the way. This one, I think. So again, I like putting stuff on the table for us because I like learning from you. This is interesting. Did you know how your bones heal themselves? I got a 3D video, which is pretty cool. Kyle, let's run the clip.
Did you know a broken bone doesn't just grow back? Your body runs a whole repair program like a badass construction crew. First comes the blood clot, called a hematoma. That's the emergency patch that seals the damage and kicks off inflammation. Then within days, your body starts building a soft callus. Think of it like a temporary cartilage bridge holding that busted bone together. A couple weeks later, that soft callus starts turning into hard callus as minerals move in and the bone gets stronger.
But it doesn't stop there. For months, sometimes up to a year, your body remodels the area and reshapes the bone based on stress and use. That's the wild part. Your skeleton is literally rebuilding, reinforcing, and refining itself back toward full strength. That's our today's Did You Know? Back to Keith and Jon.
So I've never known an athlete like you in my entire life who knows his body like you do. So I just thought this was kind of neat, man, because you've busted stuff, you've been through surgery and shit, and this just neat to me, man, because it's just how it works, right? How our body works. You talk about the machine of our body. I did not know this until I saw this. Actually, true story.
Yeah, the bone is actually one of the fastest things to heal.
I did not know that. Yeah,
you break a fucking bone, like, oh, piece of cake, 6 weeks.
Yes.
Yeah,
it's fascinating to me, actually.
And that's the standard heal. You have guys that have. I mean, perfect example. You have guys that are competing with fucking cracked vertebrae, cracked femurs. It's like, it's because the thing is still pretty fucking strong.
Yeah, it's just fascinating. Oh, remember, Jeremy Renner, actor, was run over by his own snowplow. He talked about he brought himself back because of his peptide protocol. He talked about his busted bones and his busted body and how that completely accelerated his comeback. So I thought that was quite interesting too. But yeah,
one of my clients, his daughter got in this fucking horrific car accident.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean, like they had to fucking life flight her type shit.
Oh, good mercy.
Yeah, like we're talking like really unstable.
Yes.
I mean, the amount of bones that she broke were like crazy, like well over a dozen.
Jesus.
Yeah. Anyway, so he reached, as he was a client of mine years ago, reached back out and, hey, can you give me some fucking advice and some protocols to get her heal faster?
Yeah.
So I gave him a whole peptide protocol, what I would recommend, not medical advice.
Yes.
And I didn't have to say that to him, of course. I'm saying it to everybody out there who just fucking been out of shape about stuff. Anyway, the doctors were like, we have no idea what's going on, but you're healing at a rate. Then he didn't tell the doctors. He just did it.
Oh.
And they were like, she's healing at a rate that we really don't understand. And then he fucking hatches what he was doing. And they were fucking like, whoa.
We had an athlete here in Winnipeg over the Olympic break who got injured. And before the Olympic break, the goalie, and he came back remarkably fast. It wouldn't surprise me if he was doing some protocols nobody's talking about. Because why would
Here's an interesting one.
Why would
granted, because these are all just testimonies, personal testimonies.
Yes.
Of course, you could argue with any of this stuff, and I'm not trying to say that I'm shutting down any arguments, but there's a lot. It's just interesting to see. So, a good friend of mine, dear friend of mine, he's also one of my partners in one of my peptide companies.
Yeah.
His fiance had stage 4, the highest, I believe, correct? Stage 3 uterus cancer.
Oh my goodness. Ouch.
So of course, fucking the world is fucking shocked in terms. I mean, his world is shocked. And so we basically got in touch with some of like the fucking leading peptide researchers, protocol type guys that are all in the trench.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Not medical per se.
Yeah.
And put together this protocol. And it wasn't just peptides. There was a lot of other shit in there. So she went through one radiation, right? And basically this protocol. First fucking test to see how much progress they had made with the radiation.
Yeah.
And they're talking about years of recovery, trying to avoid chemo. Gone.
Really?
Gone. Still gone.
Wow.
That was over a year ago.
They're on protocol?
No, a year ago. It's been gone for over a year.
Oh my goodness. Holy smokers.
Didn't come back.
Wow.
Yeah. So, I mean, and keep in mind, they're thinking they're going to see what they can do with the radiation. They're thinking it's going to be many, I don't know what you call it, cycles or treatments or whatnot. Yeah. And they were just like, fuck, we really don't know what's happening here.
There are some predicting that at the rate of advancement with AI that we might see some breakthroughs here in the next 10 years around cancer research and solving and beating cancer and et cetera, et cetera.
Well, let me share a thought. I think just this thought just gets people thinking.
Yeah.
So, and it's very, very, it's principle based. So don't try to get caught in this details, go every which direction.
Sure.
So think of the phrase or the words pattern interruption.
Yes.
Because cells, a cancer cell basically migrates off in the wrong direction, let's say, for the most simple format, right? Becomes a zombie cell is that's a big term now, right? That cell just keeps going the wrong direction.
Yeah.
So that's a pattern. If it's going, cells are going, and we have these cells, everybody has them, whether or not. So these cells somehow are, going off in the wrong direction, right? But if we can interrupt that pattern and stop them from getting too far off the reservation, you could argue that would be, I don't know what terms you'd want to put to it. Don't want to say solve.
Yeah. It might correct the course. It might be a good choice of words.
But if you think about it, it's these patterns that are we didn't have all this shit before we fucked ourselves up with bad lifestyle and toxicity. So this has gotten worse and worse because that pattern interruption was kind of built in us more when we were healthier.
Well, yeah. So what you're saying is that ideally, that pattern interruption happens, and we work on solving or moving forward with treatments that could perhaps help people.
Well, and then, if you think of it like correct, but go a layer deeper.
Yes.
If you understand pattern interruption and you do it often enough, and that cell never gets far enough off the reservation, does it ever turn into a cancerous cell?
Well, it's a fair question.
That's the whole point. If pattern interruption is often enough, it interrupts the pattern. Let's just say that a cell goes from a 1 to a 10. It gets off the reservation at a 1. People live with those, no problem. At a 3, people are still, by the time it gets to a 6, we got a fucking problem.
Yes.
Well, what if we're breaking the pattern at 2 or 3?
At 2 or 3.
All the time. And the 2 or 3s just keep, every time we pattern interrupt, they got to go back to the starting line.
Yeah.
Like ivermectin would be something that you could argue would be pattern interrupting.
Ivermectin. You got me thinking. That's what you said, ivermectin, because people are because that I've heard, because I'm find words here. That is a treatment people are trying during their that may have cancer or are trying to prevent it. And ivermectin, what you're saying is it's a cell pattern changer.
Yes. Well, I mean, it's not really a cell pattern changer. It has, I believe, and this is, forgive me, I know these things for how I use them.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
A lot of times I'm using something for off-label per se. So it's based, I use it for parasites.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Now, somehow, some way, I think those parasites have the ability to start a pattern. I believe. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
So, but I know the use of ivermectin regularly, make sure I'm not getting fucking worms in my track, but it's been, if you were to follow the whole, what other things it does, it leads to being a pattern interrupter as well.
We're talking the body with myself and John Anderson. I see Cheryl Whitaker in the green room. We're going to bring her up in a quick second here. Before we do that, though, Johnny, I found that clip from San Francisco. Kyle, I found this little clip here.
You like that lifestyle tip, did you?
That was a good one, 100%. I leaned into it too because, so I saw this like you did. And this is,
I was like, okay, these fucking guys, what are they protesting? Literally, that's what I thought.
I had the same thing. I thought it was like an art installation until I kept watching, and it was like, no, they're actually talking to these people. And the guy was
the guy with his drawers down.
Yeah. Yes.
Just to the left. That looks like a police cop.
I know. And they were let's bring Whitaker in here.
What did I say? A police cop? Jesus Christ. Cop on a bike.
Oh, great. Not him again. Cheryl, that guy will hurt you one of these days.
Relax, Beatrice. Let's play nice.
At least I'm a realist. You make everything sound easy when it isn't.
I don't make it easy. I make it clear. There's a difference. If everyone listened to you, life would be so predictable but boring.
At least they'd be safe. I'm trying to protect her, unlike you.
Hey, I'm here to help her choose despite your noise.
I'm not trying to stop her. I'm trying to keep her from regretting it.
People don't regret taking chances, B. If it hurts, we learn. If it works, we grow. Either way, Cheryl wins. That's the point.
Cheryl Whitaker, what's going on?
Man. How are you, Cheryl? Real quick, I got to say that you realize they took the gay brother and wiped the gay off him. You see that? They did. It's just enough wipe to get him to be okay. He's you can't detect it anymore.
John, can I just tell you, I have friends, both gay and straight, who were very disappointed when they found out that Atlas was not real. People wanted his number.
So he'd be like a Metro then, huh?
He's Metro, but it's just funny because now people don't really care whether he's real or not. Yeah. He's fine and so wise. So you're so funny. I love you guys. Hi.
What's going on, Whitaker? Good to see you this morning. What's shaking today?
Oh gosh, this show was so emotional. My show today, we had on. Oh, you would love this guest, Keith and John, Benjamin John Lee. He wrote this book called Sincerely America, which is about basically letters of apology from America to everyone in all different kinds of ways.
Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful book. A veteran bomb squad, he's into detonate. To get rid of a bomb while everyone is running out in the other room. He was just really, really amazing and very, very raw and very, very honest and vulnerable today. So it was
awesome. That's awesome. That's fun. That's fun. That's fun. Hey, we brought you in as Keith and John were breaking down that situation in San Fran. Did you see that? Kyle, let's put that back up on the screen.
No.
So we both were watching.
Let's test it. Look at this art exhibit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. What is this?
What's exactly what I thought it was like an art exhibit or a protest. These poor fuckers are on drugs.
This is San Francisco today, 2026 folks that are living zombieing in San Francisco. Like that's the situation today in San Fran, Cheryl. And it's
really
sad.
bad. It is bad and sad. I remember I have really good friends who lived in Oakland, in a beautiful building, like head of Google, all that kind of stuff, right outside of San Francisco. And you can walk out their door, of their building and see this. Like you would literally see. But I've never seen them all together. Like this is absolutely so crazy, and you wonder why they never fall over. That's why.
That's what I want to know. What is the drug that's making them stand as they're all fucked up like that? Normally, and I've never been to a crack house but you see what you see on TV or Discovery shows or movies is everybody's fucking laying down when they're fucked up.
Yeah, I know it is.
What is keeping them standing?
I don't know, but
it's
it
sad,
is.
Man. It's a sad situation out there in San Francisco. And they asked the dude there. So they actually interviewed one of the guys and they said, "Why do you come to San Francisco?" The two answers was because the weather and drugs are cheap. So hanging out with Keith, Cheryl, and John this morning. I'm Morning to Live with Keith, John, and friends. Hey, what's going on, Dwayne? I see you out there. I found a picture of you, me, and John hanging out on the streets back growing up, man. I thought I'd share it with us right here. Look at that. Dwayne, I didn't know that you were hanging out with me and John back then. Johnny, which one is you? Which one is me? Which one's Dwayne?
Which one's Dwayne?
Well, we can see which one is Dwayne. The head on the far right is covered up, so I can't. No, excuse me. We can see which one is Dwayne. The question is, you look like you should be the dweeby redhead, but you're not a redhead.
I think Keith's wearing the pink shirt.
Yeah, I think I'm wearing the pink shirt too.
I mean, I'll tell you, none of those are me because at that age I was fat as hell.
What I really laughed at though was what the kids were wearing, because I would tell you that I wasn't probably too far off some of that shit actually, but I thought that was a humorous. And Dwayne, you could not have showed up at a better time in the comments actually. So I was like, "Fuck, man!" There's the three of us standing out on the side.
Something tells me that Keith would have been the shortest one of the group.
Yeah, I would be hearkening to agree with you, Anderson. That the three of us hanging out, I would definitely have been the shortest of the three of us for sure. Oh, hey, Jon, before you go.
Hey, Jon, before you go, did you see this UK dude set himself on fire and tow a 2-ton police car with a rope tied to his penis? That's not male confidence. That's I lost a bet with Satan energy. 131 feet of flaming dick dragging for charity. Respectfully, why? The headline reads like Mad Libs. Martial arts expert on fire, our police car, our penis. Somewhere, Darwin is whispering, finally. Wind resistance alone is crazy. Imagine your junk catching a cross breeze mid-pull like a tragic little sailboat. Captain, we're listing. He did multiple attempts, finished, no injury. Meanwhile, I sit wrong on a chair and need 3 business days to recover.
Hey, Jon, if this is prostate cancer awareness, what's the next stunt? Dragging a SWAT van with a vasectomy scar?
Oh my God.
John Stevenson, 50-year-old UK martial arts expert, dragged a 2-ton police car 131 feet with his penis while set on fire in a stunt to raise awareness for prostate cancer. Jon, I could think of many other ways that I could raise awareness other than setting myself on fire, attaching my cock to a car, and pulling it.
Yeah, I mean, I would agree with that. I mean, you got to give him credit for fucking doing something to grab some attention. But Jesus Christ,
good job, Anderson, pulling it back to the start of the show. Attention, because you're right. Like that's gonna grab attention.
Well, his job was to create awareness, which is to grab attention. And I mean, fuck, man, just attaching a big fucking green rope to your cock would do that. Let alone having it attached to a police car.
This is bizarre.
Hey, Cheryl, you missed the conversation earlier from Remy Malik talking about penis size. You don't have to answer this. I'm just going to talking aloud here. Apparently, today you should go when you're hanging out with your husband. Just go look at Dwayne's nose. That's all that I'm going to say.
Oh, okay.
Don't look at his feet or his hand. Go look. Dwayne, yes. If your wife's looking at your nose today, you know why. Because Uncle Keith told her to. Yes. And Johnny, Petra was saying to you, why is Jon Anderson dressed like Freddie Mercury? Because that is what you were dressed like. And if you notice,
I was going to say, when I got a second look at the pants, I actually liked the pants better the second time through. It was the fucking gay sleeveless thing. Get rid of the fucking. They keep giving me showing up with sleeveless stuff. It's like. It's just what they're doing is now I see what they did. They wiped the gay off the gay brother and Cheryl's show. They're trying to wipe it onto me.
I was caught up on the wristbands, Whitaker, because I was thinking he had the Rob Halford treatment from Judas Priest. So I'm like, oh, look at John. Yes, exactly.
Yes. Great, Jon. Your legs look great in that clip. That's all.
Johnny, what do you got going on today, brother? I got to get you out of here. I got Ben waiting for you. What do you got going on today, pal?
So I got Ben right now.
Yeah.
My nap. Got some business stuff I'm going to handle. I think Tara and I are going to go pickleball, the gym, and we're probably going to ride our dirt bikes later today too.
Oh, fun. I thought you were going to say she was going to measure your nose, but that's a different conversation, I guess. So that's.
I think she doesn't. She's not worried about noses and feet in our road.
Go, Terry.
Johnny, man, we fucking rocked it today, man. What a good show, man. It was a lot of fun. You missed, actually, I got to quickly tell you before you go. So I did a podcast yesterday with Sarah Barnes Humphrey, and I did it down here in the studio. And it wasn't lost upon me that I was telling Cheryl this, like, I was down here doing my thing, but it was not what you and I do. And that's why this is so much fun, because this is entertainment. It's 2 hours of entertainment, and anybody can't wrap their head around that, don't even come back to my show. That's all I'm going to say.
Well, the entertainment has to go, so I'll see you tomorrow.
wow.
Get out of here. Get out.
Have a good lip. Have a good lip, my peeps.
Good morning, everybody. You're left with myself and Whitaker. Yes, her name is Cheryl Rafael Whitaker. She goes every Wednesday, 8:30, right here on the Mornings in the Lab Network, the Live Authority Network. You guys can hang out with us. Cheryl, what do you got going on today, kid?
Oh, so we talked yesterday. Great conversation, by the way. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I think we could have. So my dogs were staring at me. I had to go feed the dogs, or else I would have been there for another hour.
I know. It's all good. I got one of those too. But my mom had surgery, so I'm going to be focusing on her. I have a few conversations, meeting with Ramon today, who was on your show. I was excited to talk to him. Yeah. So it's going to be a good day. I just need to take care of mom and make sure she's all good. So
awesome. And your show was great today, eh?
Today was really good today. Yeah, it felt good. It felt good to be back. After being out last week, and Kristen did a great job of hosting, and it's really special what we're doing. So
that's awesome.
The whole entire network.
Yeah.
So good. So
I agree with you. Good time. I would say Keith is the star. Yeah, and good time. It's KEI. Yeah, you failed English class.
Good time. That is.
Yeah, I love Charlie, man. So Charlie, you know, so Charlie was one of our OGs with Adam back in the early days of the show, and one of his first experiences, I told Jimmy to ban him because I don't know, something he put up there or said or something. Yeah, Charlie dyslexic. Now we text each other on the phone. He shows up every single day. He's an awesome supporter of the show. He's one of I'm a huge fan of Charlie, man.
Charlie, come by. It starts with joy one day. I know it's at the same time on Wednesdays, but just for a little bit.
He's a dude, man. I'm a big fan of Charlie. Hey, Kai, I want to show Cheryl something I didn't get a chance to show her yesterday. Kai, keithbellis.com. If you can hold it up here, Kai, I want to show Cheryl Whitaker this. We were talking about authority yesterday and the authority page we're building, yada, yada, yada. So I was working hard last night on my own authority page and my own stuff. And I do my monologues, right? Every single day on the show here, right? So my monologues, so if we put this up on the screen here. So anybody wants to learn a little about me, this is my page. It's my format notes. And if you click through it, Kai, top middle there, format notes, if you look there, you'll see all my monologues. Yeah, right there. You'll see all my monologues throughout ever since day one are all here, turned into stories. They're all optimized SEO, LLM. They are hardcore. But if you want to get to know the handsome hunkle himself, that's me. Yeah. You can go to keithbellis.com and check it out. And I think you might get to know me a little bit if you head on over there. So it will help build authority as per our conversation yesterday.
100%. And your monologues are always fire, my friend. So
speaking of, I got one today. It's all about today's monologue is about content and content becoming somewhat of a free, polished commodity, and perfect content is about to feel cheap. It's everywhere, man. Just everywhere.
Can't wait to hear it.
All right, coming up, Cheryl Whitaker, enjoy your day, my friend. Love having you. I'm glad you popped in. I don't know where Paul Reedner was. He was supposed to drop in today too. But
hi, Paul.
They're dropping up in 15 minutes.
All right.
On What the Truck. All right.
Love you, my friend.
Take care, Whitaker. We'll see you later. All right, Cheryl's out of here. Good morning, everybody. Okay, so what do I got, Kai? What do I got? I got 48 seconds, 50 seconds. What are you guys giving me? 54. Thank you, Jimmy. Hey, Jimmy, just a heads up. Okay, so Paul's gone to the WT. Hey, Jimmy, can you make sure that Mildred just dropped me you saw that clip there about the nuggets, eh? Jimmy, we want to make sure that Mildred knows how to run that nugget for awesome. Thank you so much. Okay, guys, perfect content is about to feel cheap. Yes, I said it. I'm talking about it. My monologue is dropping in 55 seconds.
AI is making polish cheap. That means looks good stop being a signal. If anyone can fake it, nobody gets credit for it.
Trust doesn't come from the cut. It comes from the cost. When we've paid something real, people can feel it.
We keep chasing output because it's measurable, but the audience is measuring something else now. They're asking if we've actually lived this.
When trust is thin, relationships get tense. Our partners hear the performance. Our kids watch the gap between our words and our habits.
The market's shifting from impressive to believable. Believable needs friction. It needs moments we can't smooth over or outsource.
Live forces alignment. We can't hide behind drafts when someone pushes back in real time. Presence is where credibility gets earned.
Keith's about to break down the new advantage. In a world full of perfect content, the edge is being real on demand. That's the standard now.
Hey, Maya, heads up. We might bump you, Maya. We might bump Maya Reyes off the show here today because we might head on over right to Paul's show here. Coming up at the top of the hour, What the Truck? Adam, Paul, and Josh are getting some fun stuff today in the world of, and hey, EJ Skinner is also popping into that show as well. The Skull Crusher is going to hang out with those guys coming up on the show. But hey, I want to get, I got something to say about content. And here's the shift that most people are not ready for. For the last 20 years, everybody, and I mean everybody, tried to make the content that looked more polished. Remember the early days of Instagram? Kai, remember early Instagram? Jimmy, remember early Instagram? Oh yeah, just fucking filters. Perfect. Right? And then we were all striving for better cameras, better lighting, better thumbnails, right? Just everything we were looking to polish. Constantly polishing. And for a while, I would agree, we all would agree. It all made sense. That polish meant that you cared. I remember we all sitting around restaurants, bars, whatever, hanging out with our phones and just polishing, right? Because you wanted to polish something that people would enjoy, and you wanted to present yourself in a way that showed that you were cared, showed that you were professional, showed that you were serious, and that maybe you even had resources. And if you didn't polish, it made you look like an amateur. Well, I don't know, man. I think that era is ending super fast. And we're seeing it. I've talked about it. I got a monologue. AI, the era we live in now, is about to make polish cheap, commodity. Not bad, just cheap. Because there is a difference between bad and cheap. AI is going to make it easier than ever to create something that looks impressive. I call it the mom effect. If my mom can make Sophia Grant, if my mom can make Frankie, there you go. So it's actually as simple as that. Commodity, right? But AI is going to make it easier than ever to create something impressive. Videos, images, voiceovers, scripts, presentations, commercials, everything. Fake podcast clips, fake people saying fake things with fake confidence. Hey, remember JP Morgan Chase earlier this week or last week? The fake story about the fake dude who was getting fake, who had a fake employer who was fake. Claude Code is the bomb. I agree. You know what else is the bomb though? Petro, Perplexity Computer. It's funny, everybody's talking Claude Code. Uncle Keith over there on Perplexity Computer. Oh my goodness. Yeah, $1,000 a day on credits. Yeah. It's funny. You know what? I got to pause. I read a clip from one of the CEOs of one of the frontier models, a year ago, saying, "Oh yeah, it will not be uncommon for people to be spending $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 a month on their agents." I was like, "What? We're gonna spend that kind of money?" I remember when it was like, "Hey, the $300 a month subscription fee." I'm like, "Holy fuck, that's a lot of money, dude." I burned like fucking $300 in a half an hour right now with AI credits. Yeah, true story. So let's get back into the monologue about how AI can make everything look good. And when everything looks good, what it does is it might actually make everything stop having meaning. Yeah, no meaning, no value. And that is the part people are missing. Because the problem with AI content will not be quality. The problem is going to be trust. But I get on the flip side of that, it seems like most people don't seem to care whether it's real or not real. But once trust becomes the question, perfection starts to work against you. The polished video, was it real? The emotional story, was it real? Did someone live it? How does it affect the EAT algorithm by Google? The expert insight, did it come from experience or did somebody prompt the machine to sound wise? That beautiful brand film you made, was there a soul behind it or just a software stack? Or maybe the bigger question is, does anybody really care? I think over time, nobody really does. We just want to be entertained. We We want to, and as long as it's entertaining, it's going to be fun. Right? And that I think is where we are going. And I think a lot of creators, brands, marketers, coaches, consultants, whoever you want to call it, are going to get punched in the mouth by this shift. Because I see many people still thinking and playing the old game. Better content is the answer. Cleaner content, faster content, more content, all that. More synthetic authority. But the market is going to start asking a different question. I think the market's going to start asking a question pretty soon going, does this look good? That's not the question they're asking. Do I believe it? I'm talking to a doctor next week. Doctor called me up last week and said, I'd like to create some authority around my brand. I was like, well, why don't you create a live show? He's like, oh, tell me more. I was like, well, so every live show you have, A, you're showing up live, creating authority. Google likes that. And so does your audience because you're live. B, that transcript you're creating, well, it's live. And that transcript you're going to create nonstop is going to create value around your authority, your brand. So yeah, I would, if I was a doctor, do a live show and then do it nonstop and let that compounding effect happen so that you as a doctor could create authority around your brand. Could you imagine doing a live show as a doctor every single week for an hour, half an hour, 2 hours? That accumulative effect, that compounding effect of your knowledge, it's actually a no fucking brainer. Think about that for a second. While most people are thinking about more content, more clips, more posts, more carousels, more newsletters, more AI-generated thought leadership, more synthetic authority, maybe we're looking for believability. And believability does not come from polish. I know we do a polished show here. That's my goal. That's my aspiration. A highly produced show. But when you break it back, there's not a lot of polish. Rough around the edges, dropping cuss words, X-rated, people with 6 fingers, people with 4 fingers, people with 3 fingers. And sometimes our AI characters have accents that don't even belong. But guess what? I suspect you think it's believable because we're here, they're here, and we're embracing all of the believability, not focusing on polishing it up because we are here with presence daily. And the believability comes from friction. Believability comes from history. Believability comes from the scars that we've shown over the years, the jokes, the things that we say, the stuff that falls down along the way, those scars. It comes from somebody being willing to be seen in real time. It comes from Charlie popping in and saying, yeah, I remember when you banned me on day one? Yeah, that's believability. That's what trust is. That's what non-polish is. That is why I believe, and I know you believe, and we all believe is why live matters. Not because live is trendy. No, not because live is some cute format, and not because live just gives you your content back. Live matters because it creates proof for all of us in real time. You can't fully hide inside live. I fucking love doing live stuff. Yeah. You can prepare, you can structure, you can use tools, you can use AI, you can use characters, production, but when the red light goes on, as Whitaker knows, as Paul knows, you still have to be here. You got to think, listen, react, hold the room, right? You have to say something. That is what creates believability. That is proof. And proof, I think, you've heard me say it before, I think the human touch market is about to go through the roof because of the synthetic AI touch becomes a commodity. I want to have a real human touch me. I want to have sex with a real human. I don't want to have sex with an AI bot. Because in a world where content can be generated endlessly, the human, you and I, we become the signal. Not the edit, not the camera, not the thumbnail. No, the human, you and me, our judgment, the lived experience, the nervous system that we have. Yeah, true story. And that, my friends, I believe is what people will start trusting. And this is why perfect content is going to feel cheap. It's a commodity. Perfection, easy to find. Easy to find. Just go find a podcast with a 0.6% number 1% leadership and I'm not even going to go there. A perfect script, common. Perfect graphics, common. All that, common. But aliveness, rare. Rare. Nah, you're just sitting on a shelf, on a recording. Actual perspective of what you have, rare. The real human with a real point of view and real consequences attached to what they say, rare. Dude, rare is valuable. And you guys know I'm not anti-IA at all, actually. No, I'm more the opposite. But what does freak me out is people confusing tools with trust. That to me is the mistake. AI will help you make things, but it will not help you build trust. Because the internet, as we keep moving forward, is about to flood. Content, voices, fake expertise, synthetic confidence, manufactured emotion, attention. Like I kicked the show off today. Yeah, attention grabbing content, a flood of attention grabbing content. And when the flood comes, people don't look for more water. What do we look for? What do we look for when the flood's coming? You look for ground. Yeah. What is the ground? What's high ground? Trust. Duh. Something solid, something repeatable, something you can stand on. Like this show, Monday to Friday, every single day, 8 o'clock. It's trust. It's a ground, a place you can come stand on. Something that's repeatable. Something you can relate to. And that is why people come back to our show in the morning. That is why you keep coming back to hang out with me live. Because the future, we all know, my Gen X friends growing up together, will not be won by whoever can manufacture the most content. That's easy to do today. That is a commodity. It's going to be won by whoever can create the most trust. And for where I'm sitting, we're 24 months ahead of the person who's starting today. And I like that position. And trust is not building perfect posts. That's not trust. No, trust is showing up through repeated presence, the same time, the same place, the same voice, the same ridiculous humor. Again. That is how you build relationships, and that is how people believe you. That, my friends, is the future. And it's going to make a lot of today's content strategy look ridiculous. People still playing by the old Instagram playbooks. How do we make more content? How do we polish more? That's wrong questions, you guys. No. At some point, polish will not cover emptiness. Because at some point, the question becomes, do I believe this guy? Does he believe himself? Anderson's a great example. He believes himself. So he puts it out there. Is there weight behind his words? Yes, there is, because he's lived it. He's lived it enough to say it. Is he present? Yeah. Those are real burps, real farts on the air. Is it just another performative performance? I guarantee you it's not. Because Mornings in the Lab, our show, our network, our platform we're building together is not trying to be the most polished thing on the internet. It is becoming the most alive. And that is different. Because alive has edges. Alive has timing, mistakes, laughter. And alive has people in the room who can feel when something is real. And that, my friends, is why we are building this the way we are building it. Not a content machine. No, as a trust engine. Not as a clip factory. I know I still owe you something, Sullivan. But as a room. Not as a performance, but as a morning ritual for all of us to come to daily. Because when everything can be generated like we see nonstop around the world today, the presence that we create together, that presence, that becomes our proof. And when perfect around us becomes cheap, well, guess what? Real humanity, real conversation, real touch, real emotion, real mistakes in real time. That, my friends, that becomes priceless.
Perfect is everywhere now. So we stop competing on polish and we compete on proof. We show up where it can't be faked. The new Flex isn't editing, it's integrity under pressure. If we want to be believed, we can't outsource our presence. That's the standard moving forward. Not louder, not cleaner, not more. Real, repeated, and in public.
Nation, Maya, I'm bumping you. Yeah, so it's funny. So, you know, we all grew up watching the evening shows, the Lettermans, the Lenos and stuff. And you'd hear guests that were on the show that got bumped because somebody went overtime. Well, Maya, I'm bumping you today. Sorry, Maya, I'm bumping you. I know I'm going to hear about it tomorrow. We're bumping you because we got Paul Riedner, Adam House, Joshua Kent starting What the Truck in less than a minute right here on the network, you guys. Charlie, I appreciate you, man. It's no fun watching a podcast. Live is where it's at. I'm with you. The analogy of prostitution making a comeback through real experience. I agree with you, Sullivan. And yes, Petro, I would encourage you to try it out. Let's chat if you got questions about it. It's got Claude built in, ChatGPT. Got every frontier model built into Perplexity computer. It's the same thing. It's a wrapper on top of it, but some exceptional things that it can do, and I'm happy to walk you through my experiences with it. Guys, we'll see you tomorrow right here. You know where we are, Building Trust, 8 o'clock. Myself, John Anderson, and I'm having a quick little gander here tomorrow. Daryl Johnson, the guy warned the government. Yeah, a former senior domestic terrorism analyst. Oh, yes. Oh, yes, more interesting shit. Petro, good time. We got a guy who warned about right-wing extremism in 2009, later retracted. Years later, the threats he warned became impossible to ignore. We're going to have some interesting conversations tomorrow with Daryl Johnson. I'm looking forward to that one. Interesting people, interesting times, live, 8 o'clock. Myself, John Anderson, Kai, Jimmy, Melissa, and the entire team, including you, Charlie, Petro, Sullivan, Jess, Holroyd, everybody out there. I appreciate all of you. Lots of love from me to you. Good morning, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow, live, 8 o'clock. Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends.